Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 1,500-point battle between my Dark Angels and Eric's Orks. So the story that we've got going on here today is that Gazghul Thrakka himself is leading a WAAAAAGGH against the Imperium, and he is running rampant through this Imperial planet, destroying everything that he can find and gathering all of the loot that he can. And the Dark Angels have been tasked with stopping the WAAAAAGGH, stopping the green tide. Will they be enough to hold back the tide from washing over this Imperial planet? We will find out. So that's the story that we got going on. We are going to be playing, which mission again was this? We're playing Frontline Warfare. Sorry, Frontline Warfare from the chapter approved book. It's a Maelstrom of War mission. Essentially what it is there's 4 objectives. One over here, one back in here, and then one back over there. And these objectives are essentially just at the end of the game, each one's worth a certain number of points. So the one in your opponent's deployment zone, so for me that one, for him this one, is worth 4 points. The one in our own deployment zone is worth 1 point, and the ones in the middle are worth 2 points to each of us. And then whoever has the most points at the end, there's First Blood, Slay the Warlord, and Linebreaker as well. Whoever has the most at the end of the game wins, so random game length as well. So that is the story and the game that we are going to be playing here today. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies. So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a battalion detachment and a spearhead detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have an interrogator chaplain with a power fist and a primaris librarian with a force sword. We have 2 5-man intercessor squads and a 5-man scout squad with bolters. We have a land speeder with a heavy flamer and an assault cannon. We have a 5-man Deathwing Knight squad. We have a drop pod. We have a Razorback with twin assault cannon and storm bolter. Then for the spearhead detachment, we have a lieutenant with a chainsword and 2 bolt pistols. And last but not least, we have 3 5-man devastator squads, one with 4 grav cannons, one with 4 heavy bolters, and one with 4 missile launchers. And for the Orks, he'll be running a vanguard detachment and a battalion detachment. Leading off the vanguard detachment, we have Gazghul. Then we have an Ork Knob with a WAAAAAGGH banner. We have a Doc with a Grot Orderly, and we have a squad of 3 Mega Knobs. Then for the battalion detachment, we have a big mech on a bike with a custom force field and a custom Mega Blaster, and 2 Weird Boys. Then we have 3 squads of Boyz, 1 25-man, 2 26-man. Each squad has a Knob with a Power Claw and a Shooter. We have a war buggy with a rack of rockets and a Laba. And last but not least, we have a battle wagon with a super cannon and 4 big shooters. All right, so those are the armies. Going over deployment now for the Dark Angels. I've got my Devastator squad with the missile launchers over here, along with my lieutenant. I've got an intercessor squad in the front here. I've got my Deathwing Knights in the front over here. I've got my Razorback with my interrogator chaplain inside. He's going to have the Shroud of Heroes on him as the relic. My Warlord here, who has the Brilliant Strategist command Warlord trait, is going to be my Primaris Psyker. Inside the building here, I've got my Devastator squad with the heavy bolters. I've got my land speeder over here. I've got my intercessor squad over here, and I've got my scouts up front here. In reserve, I've got the drop pod with the Devastator squad with the grav cannons inside. Going over deployment now for the Orks, as my opponent just knocked over a bunch of his models. Inside the building over here, we've got the Laba. They just taken a nap. We've got the squad of Boyz, 26-man squad of Boyz over here. We've got the Mega Knobs behind the truck, which has inside of it Gazghul himself, as well as the 2 Weird Boys. We have the big mech next to him over there. We've got the 25-man squad in the back, a 26-man squad in the front. And then infiltrating from the side, or outflanking from the side, we've got his war buggy, and that is, I believe, it. So, as of right now, the Orks will be going first, unless I can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that, Phil, first. No, I don't get it. So WAAAAAGGH has been declared, and we will come back to you after movement phase for the Orks here on turn 1. All right, going over movement phase for the Orks. This squad of Boyz advanced up here. His Big Mech moved over to this direction. The Laba stood still. the truck disembarked the Weird Boys, and then the Mega Knobs jumped inside, and then it took off up the field, just moved, didn't advance or anything like that. We've got what is he? The Pain Doc back over here. We've got this squad of boys advanced up there, Gazghul and all the other boys leading up there, going up behind them. Then we've got this squad here moved up, they didn't advance. And then back over here, his war buggy infiltrated from the back over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. So starting off here, the Weird Boy there is going to cast, what is it? Warpath onto the back squad over there. So that is going to be 8 plus 5 because he had 50 some odd buys around there. So that's 13. So he does perils and he takes 2 wounds. But Warpath does go off successfully. And now his other Weird Boy there is going to cast the jump onto the squad back there. So he's got plus 6 to him because he's closer over here. So 6 becomes 12. So he does perils and takes 1 wound for that. And I can't deny it because I can only ever get a 12 since I don't have any of that fun pluses that he gets from all dem boys. And that is where they ended up with the jump 9 inches away from my front line over here. All right, so now this squad's going to start us off in the shooting phase by firing 16 shots, right? Because of the big shooter, because of the shooter. 17 shots in here because of the shooter, and then 2 shots are going to go into my Deathwing Knights. So we're going to go the ones into the intercessors first. These are going to be hitting on 4s or 5s? 5s.
Watch aiming.
All right, so we've got, what is that, 6 hits? Strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 4 wounds. 4.
Mick gave us some good slugs today.
4. 2 up saves because they're in cover there. And I failed 1 of them. And now the 2 into my Deathwing Knights over here. Getting 1 hit. That is a wound. 2 up save. And I make it. Woo! And now this, the knob in here is going to fire into the intercessor. So 2 shots on 6s because he advanced. Not getting anything. And now Custom Mega Blaster is going to fire into the intercessors over here. So hitting on a 5.
Yep.
The knob here is going to fire into my scouts, hitting on a 6. Nope, not getting any hits.
6s.
And now Gazghul is going to fire into my land speeder over here. So hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. Strength, what is it?
5.
Strength 5, so that is not a wound.
Hitting on 5s.
And now he is going to fire his 2 shots into my speeder over here, hitting on 5s. Getting 1 hit. Strength what?
8.
Oh, not going to wound. He's going to spend a command point to reroll that. That is still not a wound. All right, now his battle wagon is going to fire his super cannon into my land speeder, and he's going to fire the big shooters into my intercessors over here. So we're going to do the big shooters first, hitting on 5s, getting 4 hits, wounding on 3s to strength 5, so getting 3 wounds, 3 ups, and I failed 1 of them. And now the super cannon is going to fire into my land speeder over here. So
7 shots.
So 7 shots. 7 shots hitting on 5s. Getting 4 hits. Pretty good. Strength 8. So looking for 3s to wound. Getting 4 wounds. AP minus 2. So looking for 5 ups. And I make 2 of them, so 2 go 3. What is it? Oh, 3 damage each, so he is dead. And that is first blood. And then the knob with the WAAAAAGGH banner is going to fire into my scouts over here on 6s, not getting anything. And now his lava is going to fire into my Devastator squad over here. So D6 shots. Oop, falling off the table there. 2 shots going in here. These are going to be hitting on 4s, getting 1 hit.
3s.
We're looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. AP nothing, so 2 up save. Yeah, he's good. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. These boys here are going to charge into my Razorback, into my Deathwing Knights, and into my intercessors here. So we're going to start firing Overwatch with the Razorback. So we're going to go with the Twin Assault Cannon first, hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound, AP minus 1. No, 1 day guy.
I know.
And here comes the Stormbolter. Getting 2 hits from that. Getting 1 wound from that. Regular save. Nope, feel no pain. He does make that. Yeah, no, it's a 6-up, my bad. And now the intercessors are gonna fire in there. Hitting on 6s. Getting 2 hits. Rerolling 1s, there are no 1s there, so. All right, wounding on a 4. Getting 1 wound, AP -1. No, goes through. And he needs a 9-inch charge for everybody. Not getting it, but here we go. No, not making it. And now this squad of boys, even though they advance, they're next to Gazghul, which means who's the war boss, so that means they can still charge. So they're going to fire Overwatch over here, hitting on 6s, getting rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve, not getting anything. All right, so they're 9-inch charge here, and he makes it in. Oh boy. And now his war buggy here is going to charge into my intercessors. So they're going to fire into him, hitting on 6s. All right, getting 2 hits. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. Back into a 1. Toughness 5, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting nothing there, so 9-inch charge, and he's also in. All right, so now he's going to start off the fight phase here with a war buggy attacking into my intercessors. So hitting on 5s, getting 1 hit.
4.
Looking for a 4, no wound. And now I'm gonna spend the 2 command points to intercede on the behalf of the scouts over here. So do I get back one of those 2 command points with my warlord trait? I do not. So now they are going to attack in there. I've got 6 attacks from them because the sergeant gets 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. Alrighty, that's 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 3 wounds. Making 2 saves. All right, so we're gonna start over here with the knob with the power claw. So it's gonna be -1 to hit because of the it's unwieldy, but it's got +1 to hit because of the banner. He's gonna have +1 attack because there's more than 10 or more than 20 boys in the squad, so he gets +1 attack. And then Gazghul, because he charged near Gazghul, he gets an additional attack. So these are all from the orc hitting on 3s. All right. So what is that? 4 hits.
2s.
Wounding on 2s. Making 3 dead. All right, so 10 boys are in range to attack back over here. So these are going to be 5 attacks each, hitting on 2s. Gross. Boom.
Which is...
All right, so here we go. Strength 4, toughness 4, looking for 4s to wound. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so we've got 17 wounds into them. So now I need to make 4-up saves. Can I make 16 4-up saves to keep the squad alive? Let's find out. No, I can't. So, yeah, they are way dead. Chickens, no! All right, and that is it for the orc turn here on turn 1. This squad over here lost 1 guy. Their leadership is 25, so they're not going to fail that on 1d6. And this squad over here lost 2, and their leadership, because they're next to those guys who are full strength, is 26 as well, and they can't fail that either. So brutal. So that is it for the orcs turn here. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 1. We forgot about this fight over here. So my intercessors get to fight back. So we've got 11 attacks because the sergeant gets +1. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right. Continuing with the 1s and 2s. Real good. These are now going to be wounding on 5s because he's tough 5. Getting 1 wound. Oh, but it goes through. All right, movement phase here for the Dark Angels. These guys fell back. I spent 2 command points on Intractable. I didn't get back 1. Oh no, I did get back 1. So this only cost me the 1 command point for Intractable, so they can fire now. My Librarian moved up over this direction. My Razorback stood still. My Interrogator Chaplain charged out of it. The Deathwing Knights moved up over this way. And these guys stood still. My intercessors over there stood still. The Dev Squad and the Lieutenant stood still over here. My Dev Squad inside the building over here stood still. And my Dev Squad in the drop pod dropped in over there 9 inches away from his artillery over there. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase.
Fair.
All right, we're going to start off with the psychic phase with him smiting into the war buggy over here. So looking for a 5. Getting it with an 8. D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. And now he's going to cast Righteous Repugnance onto my Deathwing Knights, going off with an 11. All right, so now this squad here is going to fire into his battle wagon here. So we're going to start with the one with the Signum. They're going to use crack missiles, so they're going to fire the first one hitting on a 2. All right, that's a hit, and then the other 3 hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling 1s because of Grim Resolve since they didn't move. So that is 4 hits, Strength 8, Toughness 8. So looking for 4s to wound. Okay, no 1s to re-roll, so only 1 wound goes through. But that is not a save, so it's D6 wounds. 6 wounds with a fill face. All right, so now my intercessors here are going to fire into his orc boys there. So we've got 10 shots hitting on 3s. Re-rolling 1s because of Grim Resolve and not moving. Alrighty. So these are now Strength 4, Toughness 4, looking for 4s to wound. Not re-rolling anything over there. So we've got 5 wounds at AP -1.
I feel no pain.
5 no gains.
Come on, Doc.
No, makes 1. All right, so now my Razorback is going to fire into the squad up there. So we've got 12 shots from the twin assault cannon hitting on 3s because he didn't move. All right, not getting to re-roll because he is a vehicle and not a infantry, bike, or dreadnought. Strength 6 and wounded on 3s. All right, so that is going to be 6 wounds there. Oh, no, sorry, 5 wounds there. 5 wounds AP -1, so 5, 6 up, feel no pains. Making 1 of them. And now the Stormbolter is also going to shoot into him. That is going to be 3 hits. No wounds. All right, so now my Devastator squad here is going to fire. One guy with the Signum is going to fire into his battle wagon. The other 3 are going to fire into the Boyz. We're going to go with the battle wagon one. The one with the going into the battle wagon and with the Signum is I'm going to spend a command point on Hellfire shells, which allows him to, if he takes 1 shot and it's going to be D3 mortal wounds, do I get back that command point? I do with a fill face. So that goes back up to 4 command points at this point. So now we're going to do his attack. So with the Signum, he's hitting on a 2. That is a hit. D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds with a fill face. And then the other 3 are going to fire into that group of boys. So we got 9 shots hitting on 3s. All right, not rerolling 2s. Strength 5, wounding on 3s. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. AP -1, so 6 up, feel no pains. Ooh, and that's 6 more dead. All right, so now this intercessor squad here is going to fire. One guy's going to throw a crack grenade into his war buggy, and the other 4 are going to fire into the boys over here. So we're going to go with the crack grenade first, hitting on a 3. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that. Back into a 2. But do I at least get the command point back? I do not. That's 3 2s in a row. All right, so then we've got that is bad.
Painted that crack grenade blue.
So here we go with the bolters into them, hitting on 3s. All right, not re-rolling 1s because they did move because they fell back. Wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds, 2 dead because it's AP -1. All right, so my drop pod here is going to fire into his grots over there because his grot is closest over there. So 4 shots hitting on 3s. All right, so we got 4 hits, wounding on 2s. So that is 2 wounds. 5 ups. No, failed them both, and they are.
I will spend.
He's going to spend a command point to re-roll 1. Oh, and he makes it, so they are still alive. All right, so now this dev squad here is going to fire into his red squad back here. So the first guy is going to have the Signum, so it's 4 shots, +1 because of Signum, -1 because of moving with a heavy weapon. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so that is 4 hits. So we're just going to, 4 hits. So these are now Strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. Making 2 wounds, AP -3. So yeah, onto them. So they've just got the 6 ups.
5 up.
Oh, 5 up, custom force field. Makes them both. And then the other guys are going to fire with 12 shots into there, hitting on 4s because of moving. All right, not re-rolling 1s because they did move. All right, and these are now going to be wounding on 3s. Oh, 1. And he doesn't make it, but then 6 up, right, for the bot. Doesn't he have a 6 up feel no pain?
Oh, yes.
6 up because of the dock. No, also one dead. And then my Interrogator Chaplain is going to fire his bolt pistol into them. Not getting a hit. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. My Deathwing Knights are going to charge into his Boyz and his battle wagon. So here comes the shots from the Boyz. Hitting on 6s. Getting 3 hits. Getting 2 wounds. But making 2 saves. And here come the big shooters that are going to be firing into them. On 6s, getting 1. That is a wound. But that is a save.
Roll high.
And now the super cannon, sorry. So we're gonna have 4. He's gonna spend a command point to re-roll that 1 into a 6. So there we go. We'll come back to you with 9 shots. All right, looking for 6s. Oh, gotta turn it towards him to give you good luck there. Getting 1 hit.
2.
Looking for a 2. That's a wound.
-2.
-2. So it's still gonna be a 3-up invul save because of the shields. And he's good with a fill phase. Woo! And now here comes their charge. They need 8 inches for both of them. And he's in with 8 inches exactly. And now my Interrogator Chaplain is going to charge into his battle wagon there. And he's also in. All right, so we're going to activate my Deathwing Knights first. They got in there. So we're going to go with the... we'll go with the Knight Master first. He's the Hunt Master first. Knight Master, one of the whatever master. He's gonna go first with his Flail of the Unforgiven. He's got 3 attacks into the Boyz over there. So we're gonna go with 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling because of Righteous Repugnance and the Interrogator Chaplain there. So that is 3 hits. Strength +2, so wounding on 2s. Oh, no, 3s because it's Strength 4.
We ain't greedy.
All right, re-rolling failed wounds because of Grim Resolve. That is 3 wounds at AP minus, Righteous Repugnance, sorry. That's why he gets to reroll failed hits and wounds. So that's 3 wounds in there. AP -3. So do they have any saves? No armor saves. So it's going to be 2 damage each. So there's going to be 6 damage.
So first boy.
Well, no, it goes on. So you just roll 6. Yeah, so you just roll.
I pass 1, fail 1.
And you've got 4 more that you can roll because it all just goes on whatever it is. So another 4 Boyz will be dead. And now the maces are going to attack into the battle wagon here. So we've got 2 attacks each from each of them. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling because of Righteous Repugnance and the Interrogator Chaplain. All but 1 hit. These are Strength 8, Toughness 8, so looking for 4s to wound. Re-rolling because of Righteous Repugnance. All right, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds at AP -2.
6 ups.
So 5, 6 ups. Not making any of them. That's 3 damage each, so it is dead. Does it explode? No, it does not. But the guys inside there, 3 looking for 1s. Ooh, one of them is. He's going to spend his command point to re-roll that one. Yeah, there you go. So no one did. All right, and that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. Because the Boyz here are the only ones left from that squad, and they are not within an inch of my guys, so they can't activate this turn. So we are going to. That is, like I said, that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. These guys lost 19 Boyz from their squad, but they're within 6 inches of this squad back here, which still has 25 Boyz left. Which means even on a roll of a 6, they can't fail their leadership. That is awesome. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. We will come back to you with after the movement phase for the Orks on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Orks here on turn 2. His war buggy moved up here next to my my warlord over here. His Boyz here are moving up this way, looking at my intercessors. Everybody around here in the middle is moving up here. The only ones who ran, I think, are the one weird boy there and the WAAAAAGGH banner. They advanced to come over here.
I'm gonna heal him.
And now we forgot at the end here his pain boy is gonna try to heal up his weird boy.
2 up.
2 up.
Oh!
No, he does not heal.
Pop the grot.
All right, the grot is getting popped. And
Good.
now it's 2, so now
D3 mortal?
D3 mortal wounds,
or D3 wounds,
2 wounds back up, so he's back up to full. All right, so that's cool. So all of them moved up. He did spend the command point to mob up, so this 3-man squad joined the 25-man squad here. So now it's a 28-boy squad over here. The big mech moved on his bike over to here, looking on my bros over this way, and the lava stayed still where it was. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so we're gonna start off here. His weird boy there is gonna cast Warpath onto the big squad of boys there. He's got +3 to this roll, so that's gonna be a 7, 8, 9, 10. So it does go off 1 second. All right, so he's actually gonna spend a command point to re-roll that die, so that becomes an 11. So he's still not perils. So that's 9. Yeah, so it's an 11. I'm gonna try to deny it with my librarian here. So I need a 12. So I need to have double 6s. So if I see 2 fill faces, we should be good. So show me them fill faces. Oh, I get 1. I'm gonna spend a command point to re-roll that one because it would be hilarious. Fill face. Oh, and I get it with the fill face. Woo! So it is denied. And do I get it back? No, I don't. But that is well worth paying that just because it was hilarious. All right, so now this guy is going to smite into my Deathwing Knights over here. He's got the same bonus because he gets 1 and then loses 1, blah, blah, blah. He's got +3. So that is 9, 10, 11, 12. So he does perils and takes 1 mortal wound.
6 up, feel no pain.
6 up, feel no pain. Oh, and he makes it. So the doc pushed his eyeball in that popped out because of all that warp charge. But now it's D6 mortal wounds into 3 mortal wounds. All right, on to into the shooting phase. He is going to fire the 2 rockets into my librarian over here. 2 shots. Oh, no hits there. All right, so now his big mech is going to fire into my Devastator squad over here with DACA guns and custom Mega Blaster. So
Green will be the custom Mega.
Green will be the custom Mega. Hitting on what is it? Hitting on 5, so 1 hit and no wound.
First, I'm going to shoot you with my pistol.
And now the pistol from the Grot is going to fire.
Hey, take that.
Hey, that's a hit.
5 up.
That is not a wound though. And now the mortar is going to fire into them D6 shots. Getting 2 shots. Getting, 2 hits. 2 hits because it's on force because it's armed by Grots. That is 2 wounds. AP, nothing. So looking for 3 ups. And I'll make them both. All right, so now we have 26 boys and the 2 knobs firing into my Deathwing Knights here. So hitting on 5s. All right, getting a couple there. All right, these are now wounding on 4s. So that is 3, 6 wounds. We've got 6 2-up saves. Failing 2 of them. All right, now the Mega Knobs are going to fire into my Deathwing Knights over here. So we got hitting on 5s. Wounding on nothing. All right, now the knob with the WAAAAAGGH banner is going to fire into them, hitting on 6s because he advanced. Getting 1 hit. Getting 1 wound. Making a save. Now Gazghul's going to fire into them. Hitting on 5s.
Oh, he's just making some noise.
All right, so now we have 17 and a knob shooting into my intercessors. These are going to be hitting on 5s. Okay, we got 3 hits. 4 hits, sorry. And wounding on force, that's 3 wounds. 3 ups. And fail 1. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, this squad is going to charge into my intercessors. Hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. No wound. Charge distance of 6 should be in. Yeah, they're in. And now the Mega Knobs are going to charge into my Interrogator Chaplain. He's going to shoot him with the bolt pistol. Nope, no, no, he did move, so nope. And 3 inches, that probably get him in. Yeah, that got him in. Ooh, barely, but it got him in. And all those boys are charging into them. Oh, look, they're in. And now his big mech is going to charge into my Devastators over here. So we're going to go with the grav cannons first. These are going to be hitting on 6s. Okay, 1. Toughness 5. So looking for a 4 to wound. That is a wound. Is he -3? But he makes it with a 6 up. And then a pistol from the sergeant. Nope. Now his charge distance is totally in. And then the war buggy is going to charge into my intercessors. And he's in. All right, so now we're going to start over here with the Mega Knobs attacking into my Interrogator Chaplain. So he's got the Shroud of Heroes, so he's -1 to hit. They're also going to be going with the Kill Saws, which are basically chain fists that are also -1 to hit. But he's got within range of the banner, so he's going to have +1 to hit. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, these are the two chain fists, so all but 3 hits. Wounding on 2s, so that is 5 wounds. 5. 4-up invul saves from the Rosarius. Has he been praying to the Emperor? Let's find out. Failing 1 of them, so that's going to be 2 wounds onto him, which is pretty brutal. And now the Claw from the boss. The Claw, hitting on 4s, that's all hits. Wounding on 2s, that is 3 wounds. Oh boy, 3 4-ups. Making them all! Woo! All right, so I'm going to spend the 2 command points to now intercede with my Deathwing Knights, which would be my last 2 command points unless I can get 1 back. And I do get 1 back with a fill face, so I've got 1 command point left. But now they are going to get to attack. All right, so we're going to go with the guys with the maces first. So they're going to have 2 attacks each, so we've got 4 attacks from them. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of the Interrogator Chaplain there. All right, so that's going to be 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling because of Righteous Repugnance, because that's still until my phase, so that's going to still miss. So that's going to be 3 wounds at AP -2. So 3 6-ups. Oh, that's right, 3 each, I forgot. So, no. So almost made that last one, so that's 3 guys dead. And now the Master is going to attack in with his 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Righteous Repugnance. So that is going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Rerolling because of Righteous Repugnance, thankfully. All right, so that's going to be 3 wounds. We'll come back to that. All right, so that's going to be 6 wounds, 6 6-ups. Making none of them, so that's another 6 dead. All right, so I managed to kill 9 guys in my attack phase there, which means I knocked him down to 19 boys in this squad, which takes away his +1 for the Green Tide, which is killer. So right now he's gonna attack him with his 2 knobs with claws. So they're gonna have 3 base attacks +1 because the squad's within range of Gazghul, but not +1 for the psychic power I denied on a 12, or the Green Tide because I've knocked him down to 19 boys. So these are going to be 4 attacks each, right?
Yep.
So we're going to have 8 attacks coming in here from the knobs, hitting on 3s to hit. Because they're -1 +1. These are now going to be strength 8, right? So wounded on 2s. Strength 10. So wounded on 2s. So we've got 5 wounds. 5 3-up invul saves because of the storm shields. Oh, so I failed 2 of them. I'm gonna spend a command point on one of those, and he makes that. So, and do I get the command point back? I don't. So I'm out of command points, but 1 wound. There's 1 guy with 1 wound left there. So, yeah, he's dead. All right. So then we've got the 17 boys attacking back. They've got 2 base +1 for the Choppas, +1 for Gazghul there. So we're gonna have a bajillion shots coming in here, hitting on 3s, 2, hitting on 2s. We'll come back to you with that.
All right,
so all of these are now going to be wounding on 4s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so we had 18 wounds that went into my boys there. So they are going to be having 2-up armor saves. I need to make. I've got 4 wounds left in there, so I can. If I fail 3, one of the guys is still alive. If I don't fail 3, yeah, we'll see what happens here. So here we go. Looking for 2-ups. Failing 1, 2. Failing 2, so he survived. Oh man. All right, so now the buggy here is going to attack into my intercessors. So he's actually weapon skill 3, so we're going to have those attacks in here, making all but 1 hit. These are strength 4, so looking for 4s, getting 3 wounds.
He just runs his tire up on
he just drove up on top of one of my intercessors. Let's see if he can take it. Nope, he's dead. All right, so now over to here, we're going to activate the boys. We're going to go with the guy with the claw first. They are over 20 here, so he's going to have 5 attacks into my intercessors, hitting on 3s, because it's +1, -1. These are now going to be wounding on 2s, getting 3 wounds there.
-3.
AP -3, so we got 3 6 ups. Oh, get back here. I'm not making any of them. So the first guy, D3, is 2, is the dead guy. That is a 1, and then a second dead guy. And now the regular boys are going to come in here. They've got 5 attacks each, so there's going to be 10 of them there that can get in. These are going to be hitting on 3s. 2s. Hitting on 2s, we'll come back to you with that.
Good.
All right, so these are now going to be wounding on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we've got 25 wounds under that one intercessor sergeant. Can he survive with 25 3-ups? No, he's dead. He's way dead. So yeah, he did. Womp. And then over here, his big mech's gonna attack into my guys. So they're gonna be, he's gonna be hitting on what?
3s.
Hitting on 3s. So that is 2 hits.
3s.
Wounded on 3s. That's 2 wounds.
AP 0.
AP 0. So we got 2 3-ups, and I'll make them both. All right, so now my interrogator chaplain's going to attack back into his mega knobs there. I've got 3 attacks. Hitting on 3s because he's using his power fist. Rerolling 1, so I don't get to reroll that 2. Strength 8, so wounding on 2s. Are they toughness 5? Or are they toughness 4? Toughness 4. So wounding on 2s. Oh! What? Oh, and he was not righteously repugged. That,
Maybe you should pray to the Emperor more.
yeah, apparently I do need to pray to the Emperor more. That one smarts. That smarts right in the smart part. All right, so now my Devastator squad's going to attack back. I've got 7 attacks because the sergeant has +1 and a chainsword, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. All righty. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. He's good. All right, and that is it for the Orc turn here on turn 2. He lost 9 guys in that squad, but they're still at 19, so their leadership is 19. Cannot fail it. My Deathwing Knight there, he lost 4, but he's got the Deathwing special rule, so he does not have to take morale tests. He auto passes. And that is it. So we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. All right, movement for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. My Devastator squad in the building stood still. My Glacial Librarian backed out over here 6 inches. My Razorbacks, my Razorback stood still. My Intercessor stood still. Dev squad and Lieutenant stood still. My Interrogator Chaplain fell back out of combat over here. He had to stay inside the combat because look at that. And then they stood in combat with his big mech over there. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll now come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so Psychic phase is now going to go. He's actually going to start us off by smiting into the Boyz over here. So looking for a 5. Getting it with a 7. Do you want to try to deny it?
Of course.
No, not getting it.
He's gonna reroll that.
He's going to spend his last command point to reroll that. Into a 1 again, so no, that goes through. D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds with a fill first.
Oh, probably.
And now my he's going to cast Aversion into the Boyz squad over there. Looking for a 6. Getting it with a 9. Trying to deny with his other weird boy. No, goes through. So they are now -1 to hit. Now my Razorback's going to start us off in the shooting phase by firing into the Boyz squad over here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Alrighty. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Okay, that is going to be 4 wounds, AP -1. They're not close enough to there, so that is going to be 4 dead boys. And now the Stormbolter is going to fire into them. 2 shots because he's not within 12. Hitting on 3s. That is a wound. That is not a save. Now my missile devs are going to fire into his Mega Knobs. We're going to go with the guy with the Signum first, hitting on a 2. That's a hit. And then we're going to have the other 3 guys hitting on 3s. All right, that's 4 hits. Strength 8, wounding on 2s. That is 4 wounds, AP -2, so 4 4-ups. And he makes, fails 3 of them. So we're going to do the first one, D6. 5, so that's a dead guy. 5, that's a dead guy. And 5, that's a dead guy. Wow. So now my Intercessors are going to fire into his Boyz over here. So we got 5 shots, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. So that is 3 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 4s, getting 3 wounds at AP -1. And now my Devastator squad inside here is going to fire. One of the guys with the Signum is going to fire into the buggy, and the others are going to fire into the Boyz. So we're going to fire with the one into the buggy, hitting on 2s. That's re-rolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. So that's 3 hits. Strength 5, toughness 5, looking for 4s to wound. We got 3 wounds, AP -1.
5 ups.
5 ups. Making 2, but he fails the 1, so he is dead. And now the other 3 guys are going to fire into the boys, hitting on 3s. All right, that one's cocked. All right, that is 1, 2 misses. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now these guys are going to fire their pistols in there. 5 shots hitting on 3s. Whoa, dropped a die. Got another die, sir. Thank you very much. All right, so that is going to be 4 hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. Whoa, went into there. And a 4, so that's his, right? Is it 5 up? Yeah, he's a 4 up custom force field. 4 up armor save, 5 up custom force field, but whatever. We get it. He's alive. He's fine. And now my drop pod's gonna fire Storm Bolter into his lava, hitting on 3s. Not getting to reroll. Wounding on a 5. No wound. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Moving into the fight phase now. We're gonna start off with my whatchamacallit, the Nightmaster over there. So he's got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Not getting to reroll because he's not within range of anybody there to give it to him. So that's 2 hits. Wounding on strength +2, so wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1 wound. So that's going to be AP -3, 2 6 ups. No, that's 2 dead orcs. Now he's going to activate his big mech next. So these are going to be 3 attacks hitting on 3s. So it's going to be 1 hit.
3.
Looking at 3. That's a wound. 3 up save. No, dead guy. All right, so now the guys over here are going to attack back. 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Wow, that wounded on a 5. Nope. All right, so now the claws are going to attack in over here. So we're going to have, what is it, 3 attacks each, right?
Yep.
3 attacks each. Hitting on, hitting on 3s. So we got 2 hits. Wounding on 2s, that's 2 wounds. 2 3 up saves. And he makes them both.
17 total.
All right, so now the boys are going to attack back. There's 15 boys come here. They've got 3 attacks each at this point because 2 base +1 for the chop, but they don't get +1 because of the charge there. So these are going to be hitting at -1 to hit because they have aversion. So hitting on 3s because the banner, it just basically gets canceled out. Wounded on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we have 12 wounds into him over there. So we've got 12 2 ups. Let's see what we can do. Whoa! Whoa! Oh!
Hey, just get
Yeah, he is way dead. All right, so now these orcs over here at the end of the phase have to take a leadership test. They lost 16 boys. 16 plus 6
Fail.
is 22 is a total
Gazghul's
fail.
gonna smack
But Gazghul's closest, so he's going to give them D3 mortal wounds. So 3
wounds.
dead boys here, but the rest of them still get to stick around now with 4 of them there. So yeah, pretty brutal, but they're still around. These guys only lost 2, so they're going to be totally fine because they've got way more than necessary. They got way more than 8 in that squad there, so they're good to go. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 2. We will come back to you after a movement phase for the Orks on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Orks. This squad here advanced up this way and consolidated into an actual squad. This squad up here advanced up this way. Gazghul advanced up into there. Banner Boy advanced. This Weird Boy advanced. This Weird Boy didn't advance, but that Pain Boy did advance. And then back over here, he stayed in combat with his big mech. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so he is going to start us off by giving them Warpath. He has +2 to this roll because of the boys, everyone around him. 8, 10. So it's 10. I'm going to try to deny that. No, that would have been a perils if I was trying to cast a power. So it does go off. So they've got warpath. They wish they had more time. They've got warpath, and then does he want to cast the jump onto whom? Himself. Oh, onto himself. Okay, interesting.
He's got his bonus.
He gets a bonus. We'll come back to it. All right, he's got +1 to his bonus. Going off with an 8, so that's going to go off. All right, the 2 knobs with shooters are going to shoot into my chaplain there in the middle. These are now going to be hitting on 6s, getting 1. That is not a wound.
Yeah.
All right, and the knob over here is going to shoot into my Devastator squad there with his shoot of 6s. Ooh, getting 2 hits.
Oh, he's
Getting 1 wound.
thinking of aiming.
2 up armor save. Yeah, he's good. And Gazghul is going to fire into my chaplain here. He advanced, so hitting on 6s. Getting 2 hits. Getting 1 wound. Oh, and he fails to save. All right, the Grind here is going to fire his pistol into my drop pod.
What's the toughness?
Does not hit. And now his lava is going to fire into my missile launcher devs over here. So D6 shots. Getting 3 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s. So that's 2 hits. That is 2 wounds. Looking for 2 up saves. Oh, failed 1. All right, so starting off the charge, the assault phase, his knob with the banner, wall banner is going to charge into my Devastator squad. So they're going to fire Overwatch. So we've got the heavy bolters hitting on 6s. All right, re-rolling 1s because they stood still with Grim Resolve. All right, so we got 2 hits, strength 5, toughness 4, so wounding on 3s. Not getting to re-roll that 1, so it's 1 minus 1, 5 up. No, so he takes a wound. 6 up, feeling the pain. No, so he takes a wound. And then a pistol from the sergeant. That's a hit.
Ooh.
That is not a wound. Charge distance, 6 inches is not going to be enough. Here we go. 7 inches is might be. Hold on. And these guys are going to charge into them as well. That is 6 inches. That will get him in. All right, so now his squad of boys here, the blue and red squad, are going to charge into my Razorback, into my Intercessors, and into my Primaris Librarian, and into the Devastator squad. The Devastator squad is tied up, so we're going to go with the Overwatch from the Razorback. 12 shots hitting on 6s. Okay, that was not great. Then with the Stormbolter. Okay, not great. Then we've got the Intercessors are going to fire on 6s. All right, that's a little bit better. Rerolling 1s, but he didn't roll any 1s. That is 1 wound. Feel the pain? Nope, 1 dead boy. And now the Primaris Librarian is going to shoot him with bolt pistol. That's a hit. That is a wound. Regular save? No. Feel the pain?
No.
No, so that's another dead boy. And now the Interrogator Chaplain. No hit there. So their charge distance. Yes, totally in. And now his weird boy over here is going to charge into them. 9-inch charge to get into there. Fails it. Here we go. No, does not make it. All right, so now he's going to activate his boy squad here. So we're going to start over here with the knob. He's got 3 base, right? +1 for Warpath, +1 because his squad's within Gazghul's range there on the charge. These are going to be hitting on -1 because of Unwieldy, +1 because of the banner, and -1 because of Aversion. So he's going to be hitting on 4s into this squad over here. All right, so that's 3 hits. Pretty good.
2s.
Wounded on 2s. That is 2 wounds. AP -3, so looking for 6 ups. No, failing both. One's going to kill a guy, and then the other one is going to kill a guy. All right, so now the Power Claw is going to go into these guys, this guy over here. Into my chaplain, it's going to be -1 to hit because of Aversion, -1 to hit because of Unwieldy, -1 to hit because of Shroud of Heroes, and then +1 to hit because of the banner. So hitting on 5s. Getting 2 hits. That is 2 wounds. 2 4-up invul saves. Making them both. Woo! All right, now 3 of these boys are going into my chaplain over here. They're going to be hitting at, again, -1 for Aversion, -1 because of Shroud of Heroes, +1 because of the banner, so hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. Wounding on 4s, so that is 2 wounds. 2 3-up saves. Oh, what?
Yeah!
That, yeah, that's painful. Especially after making those 2 4-ups. Oh, and he's dead. All right, so now 2 boys are going to attack into my Razorback here. These are going to be hitting on, hitting on 3s because it's -1, +1.
Not good.
All right. Wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds. 3 3-ups. And I failed 1. All right, so now he's got 4 boys into my Primaris Librarian here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. We'll come back to you with that. And now wounding on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so it's 3 wounds. Hitting on, hitting on. Looking for 3 up armor saves. And I failed 2 of them. And then 1 guy into the heavy bolter squad there, hitting on 3s. Wounding on, not that.
Nothing.
So now the Wabbander guy is going to go into my Devastator squad here, hitting on 2s. All right, that's 3 hits.
Strength 7.
Strength 7, so looking for not 1, so 1 wound there.
AP 0.
AP 0, so looking for a 3 up. He's good. Now the other squad of boys are going to attack in here. So these are going to be hitting on 2s. So they're within range of the banner, wounding on 4s. So we've got 4 wounds. We've got 4 3 ups. And failing 1 of them. And now the claw from the knob. These are hitting on 3s.
2 guys.
That's two 6 ups. And I failed them both. And now he's going to attack with his Mega Knob over here, hitting on 3s, getting 1 hit, wounding on a, that's a wound. Boop, boop, boop. Should have brought a dice. 3 up. He's good. All right, so now my Primaris Librarian is going to attack back with 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, so that is 2 hits. Wounding on 4s, getting 1 wound, AP -3. So 6 up, feel no pain, right?
How many D3?
Oh, that's right, D3. 2 6 ups.
Nope.
No, he's dead. Now my Razorback's going to attack. 3 attacks, hitting on 6s. Getting 1. That is a wound. Regular save. Nope, feel no pain. Nope. And then my Devastator squad inside there, I've got the Sergeant with his 3 attacks, 2 + 1 for the chainsword, and then the heavy bolter. They're going into the smaller boy squad. So here we go, hitting on 3s. Alrighty, wounding on 4s. That is 1 wound. That is a save.
No, it's not.
Sorry, that is not a save. And then this squad here is going to attack in. So we've got 4 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. He's good with a 4 up. And then my intercessors over here are going to attack in. So we've got 7 attacks between them because the sergeant has 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh, whoa, that hurts real bad. Wounding on 4s. All right, getting 2 wounds. Making 1. And not making that, so another dead guy. All right, so morale test. My Devastator squad lost 3 guys. +5 is 8. They're good to go because their sergeant is still alive in there. And that is it for the morale test because these guys have 12 left and they only lost 5. The other guys over here lost 1 and they're going to take their 12 leadership and they're good to go. So that is it for the Orc turn here on turn 3. We'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. These guys, the Devastator squad fell back. So did my Primaris Librarian. So did my Razorback. These guys stood here. My Intercessors also fell back. And so did my Devastator squad with the Grav Cannons. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so first things first. He is going to smite into the squad of boys here. Looking for 5. Getting it with 7. Would you like to try to deny it? Getting it with a 10, denied. And now I'm going to cast Aversion onto the boys here. That goes off with a 7. All right, on to the shooting phase. My missile launcher guys are going to fire. 1 guy's going to fire into the smaller squad over here. 3 are going to fire into the bigger squad. So we're going to go with the smaller squad first. Heavy D6. 6 shots.
Yes.
These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because they have Grim Resolve. All right, so these are strength 4, toughness 4, looking for 4s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant that's over there with them. That's still just 2 wounds.
5 ups?
2 5 ups. No, failed them. And now the other 3 are going to fire into the bigger squad here. So 3d6, getting 8, 9, 10 shots. We'll come back to that. So 10 shots hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s. Nope, no need. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Rerolling 1s. Nope, no 1s in there either. Got a bunch of 2s. So we've got 3. The 3 also doesn't wound, sorry. So we've got 3, 6, 7 wounds there. 7 6 ups. No. 6 up dock saves, making one of them. So that means 6 are dead. And now my drop pod's gonna fire into the big mech over here, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 5s, getting 1 wound. And he's good. All right, so now the boys here are going to take a leadership test because they lost 6 guys. So 6 plus 4 equals 10. So they lost 4 guys. But Gazghul is going to smack him in the head for 3. So that's 3 more dead. But the rest get to stay. And then the knob over here lost 2 plus 3 is 5, and he's good to go. So he will be staying in there. And that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 3. We'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Orks on turn 4. All right, so movement phase for the Orks here on turn 4. These boys moved up over this way. The Pain Boy and Gazghul advanced up. This weird boy did not advance, he just moved up. And then the Banner Boy moved in over there, and the Knob dropped down over there. Over here, his big mech moved around over that way, and then his weird boy moved up towards my Devastator squad. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so now his weird boy here is going to cast Smite into my intercessors here, plus nothing, because there's only 10 boys total, 10 works total. Oh, no! So D3 mortal wounds, 1 mortal wound. All right, so now he is going to cast the jump onto the Grot Gunner over there. That is a 5 is not enough to go off. All right, these Orks here. These Orks. What am I? What am I, an Ork?
Right now.
They're gonna fire into my intercessors over here. So hitting on 5s. That's 3 hits. Pretty good.
Shooting pretty good.
No wounds. All right, Banner Bro here is gonna shoot into my Devastators. These are he didn't advance, so these are hitting on 5s. Getting 3 hits. Pretty good. Getting 1 wound. 1, 2 up, save. Oh, dead guy. And then the Knob over there is going to shoot with his shooter. No hits. And now Gazghul is going to fire into my Devastator squad back there. So hitting on 5s.
6s.
Oh, hitting on 6s because he ran. So that's 1 hit. That is a wound. That is a save. All right, so now he is going to shoot into them over here. He's going to shoot with the what is it? Lots of Dakas.
Custom Mega Blaster
Daka guns. These are going to be hitting on, hitting pretty well there. Hitting on 5s, right?
The red one's going to wound on 2s.
Red's wounding on 2s. So that is going to be 1 wound.
-3.
AP -3. Oh, snap. Looking for a 6 up. Show me that Phil face. Nope, that's the opposite. All right, the Grot Pistol is going to fire into them over here. That is not a hit. And the Mortar is going to fire into them. 5 shots, hitting on 4s, getting 3 hits, getting 1 wound, getting 1 save with a Phil phase. Woo! All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his weird boy is going to charge into my intercessors. I'm going to fire Overwatch looking for 6s, getting re-rolling 1. No, they moved in their last turn because they had to fall back. So his charge distance is 7 inches. Might get him in. Just out. So and into an 8. That does make it because of here we go. He gets to re-roll it, so he is in. All right. So these boys are going to charge into my Primaris Librarian, but not into the Razorback. So I'm going to try to shoot Overwatch here, looking for a 6. No, not getting that. Their charge distance 7 inches is going to make it in. All right. So now his Pain Boy is going to charge into my Razorback. So I'm going to fire Overwatch with the Assault Cannon, hitting on 6s. Ooh, getting some good shots there. All right, so 4 hits. Looking for 3s to wound. Oh, getting 2 wounds. AP -1. Makes 1 feel no pain, so he takes a pain. And then the Stormbolter. No hits there. So his charge distance is totally in. And now Gazghul is going to charge in here. He needs a 9-inch charge. Not getting it. Here we go.
Here we go.
No, does not make it in. And now the Knob's going to charge into my Devastator there. Heavy Bolter hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. Getting a wound.
6 up.
Oh, and he makes it with that. Nice.
Cover.
Yeah, he's totally in.
I don't know why.
And the Warband is going to charge into my Razorback. He is in. And now his Big Mech's going to charge into my Devastator squad over here. Looking for 6s. Get in 1. They did move in their last movement phase, so looking for a 4 to wound. That is a wound. AP -3. No, takes a wound.
Rolled.
And his charge distance is totally in.
Wow.
And now he's going to charge in. Totally in. All right, so we're going to start off the fight phase with the Weird Boy attacking into my Intercessors here. So he's got, 3 attacks? Hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit.
Strength 6.
Strength 6, so looking for a 3. No wound. Now the Warbender is going to attack into the into my Razorback over here. That is 3 hits.
Strength 7.
Strength 7, so looking for 4s. That's 2 wounds.
AP 0.
AP 0, so 3 ups. Making them both. Now the Doc is going to attack in here. So he's got 3 attacks hitting on 3s, right? Oh, is he base 2? He's base 2?
No, he's base 3 plus Warband.
And -1 because of the claw, right?
Oh, yeah.
So 3s. Yeah, so 3s. Hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits.
Strength 10.
Yep, so wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound.
-4.
AP -4 on the claw?
It's
A super claw?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's got a super claw, so that's going to go straight through.
damage.
So it's 2 damage. All right, so now these guys are going to attack in here. So we're going to go with the knobs, with the claws first, into my Primaris Librarian. They are going to be -1 because of aversion, -1 because of unwieldy, +1 because of the banner, because they got within the range there. So that's going to be hitting on 4s, wounding on 2s, getting 3 wounds at AP -3. So we got 3 6-up saves. I need to make pretty much all of these. And I made 0 of them. So he is dead, and that is Slay the Warlord. And then the knob inside is going to go into my Devastator over here. No hits. Now his Big Mech's going to attack into my Devastators over here. Hitting on 3s, getting 1 hit. Getting 1 wound. Making a save. And then the Weird Boy's going to attack in here. Getting 2 hits.
Strength
6, so looking for 3s. Strength 7, that's still 2 wounds. AP -1, so that's 2 4-ups. Bailed 1 of them. And now my Devastator is going to fight. They're going to attack into his Weird Boy there. So 2 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. 5-up is not a save. And now my Intercessors are going to attack back. 7 attacks, hitting on 3s. Pretty good. Wounding on 4s. Getting 1, 2 wounds. Failing both saves. My vehicle is going to strike into his boys over there. Getting 1 hit. No wound. Oh yes, a wound. Oh, sorry, strength 6. So that's a wound into the boys. No save. But the Pain Boy. No save. And then we got 1 guy over here into his knob. Nope. All right, so leadership on the 2 knobs. Who were the boys? What is that?
A 5.
A 5 +1 is 6. They are good to go. And that is it for the Orc turn here on turn 4. Pretty brutal, pretty good. I don't know. We'll see what I can do. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. He bravely stayed in combat with that Orc knob. He bravely fell back out of combat with all of these dude bros. My lieutenant moved up over here. My Devastator stood still. These guys stayed in combat with his Weird Boy. Those Devastators fell back over there, and that is it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase since my Psyker is dead. All right, so we're going to start the shooting phase with him using his pistol to shoot into that Orc knob, looking for a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. Oh, and he makes it. All right, so now my lieutenant's going to shoot his 2 bolt pistols into the knobs over here, hitting on 3s. He did move, so he doesn't get to reroll that 1. That is a wound, though, into the knobs. No, dead guy. 6-up, feel no pain. He's good. All right, so these 4 Devastators are going to fire crack missiles into the knobs over here. So we've got 4 shots, hitting on 3s. That's 4 hits, wounding on 2s. That is 4 wounds, AP -2. So let's just go through. So the first one is 3 damage. Dead guy. Second one is 3 damage.
Miracles happen.
Not this time, so that's 2 dead. These guys are gonna shoot their bow pistols into his weird boy. They did not move. No, 2 is still not a hit. That is 1 wound. 5, is that? He's in cover, so he is good to go. And then my storm bolter from there is gonna fire into his weird boy, hitting on 3s. Getting 3 hits. Getting 2 wounds. Failing to save. All right, that's it for shooting into the fight phase. He is gonna punch into his knob over there. That's a hit. That is not a wound.
Dead.
Yep. And now the weird boy is gonna punch into my intercessors. That is 3 hits.
Strength 7.
That is 2 wounds.
-1.
That is 2 failed saves. They're multi-wounds, so that's a dead guy,
Force staff.
and that's another dead guy. And now he's gonna punch back at the intercessor. 2 hits. 1 wound! Don't do it! Oh, come on! All right, so here comes the orc knob attacking into my devastator there. With the banner, so he's gonna be hitting on 3s. That is 3 hits. That's not great. Wound on 2s. That is 3 wounds. Can he get 3 6-ups? Show me. 3 filled faces. Oh, I got 1. So he's dead. Blomp blomp. And that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 4. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the orcs on turn 5. So movement phase for the orcs. His pain boy moving up this way. Gazghul advanced up this way. He stayed in combat. Over here, the knob with the WAAAAAGGH banner advanced back behind his knob over here, and over here they just kind of I think the big mech stayed back, and then the weird boy, it moved up there. He didn't advance, he just moved up there. So that is going to be it for movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. Over here he is going to smite into my intercessor, going off with an 8, so D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. And now his weird boy here is going to cast the jump onto his grot over here. So, ooh, it was almost a perils. That was real close.
Where am I going?
And then he's going over to there.
Okay,
now into the shooting phase. We're going to have his big mech shooting his Daka guns and his custom Mega Blaster into my Devastators over here. So these are hitting on 4s, right?
5s.
Oh, hitting on 5s. Sorry.
Oh, he's an orc. What's aiming?
All right, so hitting wounding 2. On 2 and not 1s.
1 -3.
1 -3, so 6 up. Showing that fill face. No, so that's another dead. Now Gazghul's gonna fire into the missile launcher guys, hitting on 5s. Oh, yeah, no, he advanced, so hitting on 6s, so no hits. All right, so now the banner guy's gonna shoot into him, hitting on 6s because he ran. No hits. And now the shooter from the knob, getting 2 hits. Not getting any wounds. And now the weird boy is going to charge into my Devastator over here. So it's going to be 4 shots, hitting on 6s. Getting 1. He did move last movement phase, right? Yeah, so 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound.
5 up.
No, and he is dead. And now his big mech's going to try to charge into him, hitting on 6s. Nope, not getting anything. His charge distance is totally in. All right, so now Gazghul is going to charge into my Razorback. So we're going to fire Overwatch here with the twin assault cannons. Getting 2, 3 hits. Toughness 6, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant there. Nope, so that is 1 wound, AP -1. He's good. And then the Stormbolter getting nothing. So his charge distance is not going to make it on that. So here we go.
Some different dice.
He needs different dice for here we go.
Here we go.
No, 8 inches is. Hold on, we'll come back to you. Yep, he's in. That's the opposite of great. And his weird boy is going to charge into my lieutenant. 2 shots, getting 1 hit. Not getting a wound. His charge distance is 3. Is not going to make it. Here we go. 5 inches is still not going to make it. All right, so now we're going to start over here with the charge over here. So he's going to attack, hitting on 4s. Or hitting on 3, sorry. So that's 1 hit.
It's gonna be hard.
That is a wound.
Do it 2.
Oh, and he is dead. And now over here to Gazghul, who is going to have, how many attacks does he have in there? 6 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Oh, hitting on 2s because his claws are not unwieldy. Custom claws that are not unwieldy. So he's going to be hitting on 2s. Okay, all hits.
Strength 12.
Strength 12, so wounding on 3s.
Oh!
Whoa!
Oh,
2
no.
wounds. 2 AP minus 3s. So looking for 6 ups. Not getting either of them. So that is 6 damage. So he's still alive. And now his weird boy is going to attack in here. That is 3 hits. That is 1 wound. -1, so a 4 up. Yeah, he's good. And now I'm going to attack back over here. 3 attacks. That is 3 hits. That is 2 wounds. Oh, and he makes them both! And then my 1 attack into Gazghul there. That is not a hit. All right, so that is going to be it for the orc turn here on turn 5. We'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 5. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here. He fell back out of combat there. He moved up here, and that is it. Everyone else stood still. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. My intercessor is going to fire his pistol into his weird boy to start us off, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. That is not a wound. And now my my lieutenant's going to shoot into his pain boy. 2 hits. 2 hits. No wounds, but rerolling 1s because of himself. That is 1 wound. No save. 6 up, feel no pain. Inception. No, he gets a wound. All 4 of my missile launchers are going to fire into Gazghul here. So we've got 4 shots hitting on 3s. All right, rerolling 1s, but no 1s there. Strength 8, wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds. 4 ups. Makes 2 of them. D6 wounds. 2 wounds. Feel no pains. No, goes through. And then the pain from the pain boy. No, those still go through. Now my storm bolter here into his big mech. That's 3 hits. 1 wound. He takes a wound. All right, my lieutenant is now going to start us off in the assault phase by charging into his pain boy. He is in. All right, so starting off the fight phase, my lieutenant's going to attack in. Hitting on 2s. Oh, he's got a chainsword. All right, so that is 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is going to be 2 wounds. Fails them both. 6 ups. No, and he is dead. And then starting over here with the fight phase, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, getting 2 wounds. No, and he goes down. All right, so that is it for the Dark Angels turn here. We will now roll off to see if we go to turn 6. We will, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Orks on turn 6. All right, movement phase, his big mech moved back over there onto the objective. Gazghul is moving up this way, looking at them. His orc knob is moving up this way, looking at my lieutenant. And his knob with the WAAAAAGGH banner is staying back there on the objective. So that is going to be... Oh, and he just kind of shuffled around back over there where he got jumped to. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the... no psychers. All the psychers are dead, so we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Start off the shooting phase with the knob with the WAAAAAGGH banner shooting into my intercessor over here. That is going to be 1 hit. Oh, no, hitting on 5s. This knob's going to shoot into the intercessor. Getting 1 hit. No wound. Gazghul is going to fire into my Razorback. Getting 2 hits. Getting no wounds. And now his big mech's going to fire into my drop pod over here. Hitting on 5s. There's also 6 over there. These are going to be wounding on 1 wound.
They can run, so I'm not going to make them advance.
There's good. His knob's going to charge into my lieutenant. Hitting on 6s. Not getting anything there. 6 inches should get him in. All right, so Gazghul is going to declare both the Razorback and my Devastators as targets for the charge. So we're going to go with the Devastators first. 4 shots with crack missiles hitting on 6s. Rerolling 1s, no 1s there. And then we'll do the Stormbolter from the Razorback. Getting no hits there. So that's going to be 12 shots from the Twin Assault Cannon. Getting 1, 2 hits, 3 hits. Getting 1 wound. And he takes a wound. 6 up Warlord trait, and he takes a wound. And he makes a 6-inch charge. And that's it for the charges. So we're going to start with Gazghul over here. He is going to attack into them. He's on the 2nd floor, but he's a big heavy metal model. I don't want him falling over and breaking. That's not fair. So, hitting on 2s. Wounding on 2s. 4. Looking for 6 up saves. Show me them Phil faces. Making 1! So that means 1 guy is still alive. Now his knob is going to attack in here. That's 2 hits. That is 1 wound. And a 6 up save. He's good. Woo! And now he's going to attack back with his 4 attacks. Ugh. Getting 2 hits. Getting, rerolling 1s because of himself, thankfully. Whoa, where am I throwing things? That's 2 wounds. Oh, he fails them both. He did. And then he's going to attack back into Gazghul. That is a hit. That is not a wound. All right, so that's it. He's going to have to take a leadership test. Lost 3 guys. Plus 3 is 6, and he is still there. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angels turn. Not Dark Angels. The Orc turn here on turn 6. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 6. All right, movement for the Dark Angels. My lieutenant is moving up over here, taking a look onto his knob with the WAAAAAGGH banner. My Razorback stood still. He advanced over to there. Drop pod has to stay still. And then my dude bro with the missile launcher dropped down out of combat with Gazghul. Gazghul's up on top of the floor. He consolidated up into him. So I had to fall back out of combat down. So that is going to be it for the movement phase for the Dark Angels. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Lieutenant's going to shoot into his knob with the WAAAAAGGH banner. That is 1 hit. That is rerolling 1s because of himself. Back into a 1. Now my Razorback's going to shoot into Gazghul, who's on the top there, with the Twin Assault Cannon, hitting on 5s because he's down to 1 wound. All right, still getting a bunch of hits there. All right. Strength 6, toughness 6, right? So looking for 4s to wound. That is going to be 4 wounds. AP minus 1, plus 1 because he's in cover. Fails 1. 6 up. Warlord. Oh, and he's good. And the Stormbolter. Hitting on 5. So that's 2 hits. 1 wound. He's good. He's going to fire into the Big Mech there. All right. Getting 1 wound. And he's good. So that's it for shooting onto the into the assault phase. He is going to assault into his WAAAAAGGH banner dude bro. 6s, no hits, charge distance. It's totally in. So now my lieutenant's going to start us off in the fight phase. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Hitting on 2s, thank you, sir. Wounding on 4s. All right, rerolling 1s because of himself. That is 3 wounds. And he fails 1 of them. Another WAAAAAGGH banner guy's going to attack back.
With the WAAAAAAGGH banner.
Getting 2 hits. Oh, hitting on 2s because of the WAAAAAGGH banner.
Strength 7.
That is, no wounds. All right, so that is it for the Dark Angels turn 5 here. We will now see if we go on to a turn 6, sorry, the end of Dark Angels turn 6. So now I will roll to see if we go on to a turn 7. So, will we? Let's find out. So we need a 4 up to go on turn 7. No, we do not. So we will come back to you with the final score. All right, so we have the final score here. The Orks have First Blood, Slay the Warlord, and Linebreaker with Gazghul back over here. They also control this objective and their own objective back there. So that is going to be a total of 6 points. The Dark Angels control this objective here, worth 2 points, and we have Linebreaker, and that is it. So it is an Orc victory! So the WAAAAAGGH was victorious, even though there's, what, like 3 models left or 4 models left on the board? Neither of us has many models left on the board. I think he's got his one Lava back there, the big mech, Gazghul, and the Grot, and then the WAAAAAGGH banner guy. I have the one missile launcher guy, my Razorback, my one intercessor, the drop pod, and the lieutenant. So yeah, a killer game. That was just blood everywhere. So I think the winner of this game was Khorne. There was plenty of blood for the blood god there. So that was a brutal game, man. The Orks, man, they just, once they start getting into you, it becomes hard to like fight them back, you know. And they just like, once they latch into those close combats, you got to fall back and you just got to hope that you can shoot them down enough. And you know, once he started to go over here, and I thought I whittled down the one group, he just combined them into the other group there, and it just became a brutal game of just attrition that the Orks are totally suited for. So a awesome game. I had a ton of fun. My opponent was a blast, and it was a great time. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always, and my opponent's been Eric. And until next time, have fun.